Hi everyone, trust you all are doing well. So we finished up our tag request in the previous episode. So this one will be a little bit of a longer video. So because there's a couple of things we need to do. Right, so we need to actually create the job that we're going to dispatch from our store method. Okay, so let's quickly do that. So open up your terminal. Right, then we're going to do PHP artisan make job. This is going to call create tag like that. Okay, so press enter. All right, so now we got our job done. All right, so let's go to app. You will see you will have a new folder called jobs. So now inside there we will have a create tag. Right, now I just want to mention this. If you don't want to send it to your queue worker, so in this case, I got my queue worker running in the background, right, and you want it to be sent immediately, you just remove this implement should queue. All right. Now, in my case, I want it to be sent to queue, so I'll implement the queue like that. All right. So let's move on. So there's a couple of things that I want to add in here. So let's add the first one. So private name. The other one is the private message. Private image, pardon me. The other one will be private description. Description. Right, so we got that, and now we need to pass this to our constructor. Okay, so we put in the string name. Right, now the thing is, I want you to just remember this. You see the order they're being placed in here, right? It doesn't matter for now, but it will matter when we get to the request. The order of how it needs to be in exactly the same order, but for now it doesn't matter. So the string name, and I'm going to put the optional string for the image. Okay, and other one, this needs to be a variable. Other one is a string for the description. Right, then we have to set this name to basically the name. And we need to set that for the image as well. And the description. Right, so this is the important part. Okay, so many of you had errors before. Just when you're going to create this, just make sure that everything is in the same order that we've named them in there. Okay, so this is basically going to create from the request. So basically we create a static function. Okay, and we're going to bring in our tag request. I just bring that in as request. Just do a request. This, and then we can just do self. Okay. Now the thing is, it's going to return a new static. All right. Now the thing is, this needs to be exactly the same order as our constructor. All right. The first one will be the request name. Okay. Next one will be the request image. Okay, just remember, this is the methods that we created inside our request. Let me just show you where that is. Inside our tag request, let's go there quickly. Inside here, we create these methods, and these are the methods that I'm calling on our from request. All right, so we're going to call the job method, but we're going to create everything from the request. Okay, so that's it. The next one is request description, like that. Okay, as you could see, if I do this, I'm getting an underline because they expected 3 arguments, only 2 are found. Okay, so the request right there. Okay, so let me just do it like this, so you can see all 3 arguments are happy now. So like I say, if you put the image like that first, okay, make sure that you put this one image there first. Right, it needs to be exactly the same order as you put them in here. Right, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to go down to our handle method. And we need to pass in the tag like that. Right, and then we're going to return basically a new tag equal, we're going to create our new tag. And then we pass in basically the name. The name is going to equal to this name like that. Okay, the next one is for the description, not the image. The image I will handle on its own separately because we don't necessarily store the image in the database. We actually just store the path to that image in the database. Okay, so description. Okay, so now we're creating a new tag from that. All right, now the next thing that I want to do is I want to create a service class that will actually handle our image. Okay, so let's just do a tag save this. We're going to get back to this method right now. We're just going to return the tag like this. All right, so let's quickly create a service class. So in our app folder, this one right here, we're going to create a new folder and we're going to call this one services like this. Right. Now we're going to add additional services in here. Okay, so let's just create a new file and we're going to call this one SaveImageService. Okay, or whatever you want to do. Okay, just you can call it like that. Right, in my case, I'm just going to call it SaveImageService. All right, and then in here, I'm going to just open PHP, and I'm going to namespace to this. So namespace app services like that. Right, so let's create a new class. So the class will be called SaveImageService. Right, and in here I'm going to create a static function again. So public static function. Right, and I'm going to call this one upload image like this. Now the requirements that I will put in here, I'll put in the image. Okay, the next one will be the model. Okay, it's because I want to reuse this for other things as well. So we got an image, we're going to do a model, and then we're going to do basically folder, path, or whatever you want to call it. So in my case, let's just leave it as path. Okay. Now the thing is, we can do it like this. Let's just do folder. That will make more sense if someone reads actually the code. Okay, more descriptive. Right, so let's quickly add a path variable like this. We're going to equal that to the storage. Okay, so the storage, this one right here is basically the facade that comes with Laravel. Okay, so the storage, and what we want to do is we want to do a put file. Okay, so we can do a put file as, but in this case, I'm going to put the folder. Okay, so this is the folder that we're going to save that image in. Okay. And then we're just going to create a new file. Okay. And then we're going to pass in the image that we receive like this. Okay. And then we can do a model image. And then we can just set it basically to the path like this. Okay. Now the thing is, whatever model. So in our case, it will be a tag. And then we're just checking image, then we save it to the path. You can even, if let's say your image name, or let's say in your database the name is not image like this, it might be something completely different like cover image. So you can even put another variable, call this database image or whatever, and then you just set it to that right there, just to make it more dynamic. Right, in my case, whatever model I want to create, all the images that get saved with the same name as image. All right, but anyways, right. So what this will do is this facade right here, put file, and when it creates a new file, it will create a unique ID for all the images. All right, from out of the box like this. All right, but there's a little thing that I'd like this, but there's another thing that I don't really like about it is I want to resize my images. Okay, I want to make my images as a different size. So in case I might want it to be 1200 by 680 or 800 by 600. all that kind of stuff. That's totally dependent on you. So if you want to save the image as is, you can do it like that. But what I want to do is I want to resize my images as well. For that, I'm going to use the intervention image library to do that. Right, if you want to know why, what this actually is, you could, this is basically if you want to go and read more about them, you can just go and check intervention image. I keep on struggling with the name. Right, so let's go to the installation and you can go and read more about it. I will leave a link to it in the description. There's a whole lot of things they have in there, but I only need just a couple of things. Okay, so I'm just going to do a composer require this right here. Okay, so let's do a composer require this. Okay, just do this intervention image. Okay, so that will be installed. All right, so now that's done. Okay, so what I've done is I basically make an image make from the image that we receive. Then we're basically going to resize that image. Okay, and then we save it to that path. All right, so basically image make, image, resize it to this size. You can change it to any size right here. You can put 800 by 600 or whatever the case may be. But this is quite nice. If the reason for I use this size, because if I have to share, because I'm going to use this for the post as well. So if I have to share this image, on social media for Facebook and all that kind of stuff, this is kind of the recommended size in order to show the nice big thumbnails or inside the actual feeds. Right, so that's what we're going to do, and then we save it like that. Okay, so let me just give us some room here so you guys can easily see it and copy it. All right, so just make sure you bring in the storage facade like there, and then you bring in the intervention image facade image for this one right here, and the file one is illuminate HTTP file right there. Okay, so we got this done. So let's go to our create tag right here and actually create an image and save it in our database in our jobs right here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to call the same save image. All right, because I created a static upload image, I'm going to bring that in. So as you can see, it requires the image, model, and the folder. Okay, so the first one will be the image. Then we pass in this image like this. Okay, the next thing that we're going to pass in is basically the model. So in this case, we pass in the tag. Okay, and the last one, as you can see, it shows me the folder right there. Now the folder is a tag table. Okay, so what does this mean? Okay, it will, the tag, let's just open up the tag model quickly. The tag model, all right. So that's why that's kind of the reason why I create the constants as well, because I can refer to this name right here, the tag's name. Right, so I'm going to create a folder in our storage called tags or end posts. Okay, so let's quickly go there. So if you have to look at this tag table right there, just imagine it was just written tags like this. Okay, so let's just quickly do this. So we save it as the table, save the tag, and return the tag. Okay, so let's quickly go to our storage folder under app, public. Let's create a new file, new folder, and we're going to call this one tag. So all the images for the tags go in there. Create a new folder, and we're going to call this one posts. Okay, so we got that in there. Okay, so we got those folders. Right, so if you're using Visual Studio Code, if you go to your public folder, you will see you don't see any storage link right there. Okay, so if there's no storage file link being shown for you right there, so let's quickly create it. Or if you use any code editor, let's quickly create this. So open up your terminal, and the link to do that is PHP artisan make. Okay, and what we can make is storage, no, it's not make, storage link, like that, not make, just leave out the make and just press enter. All right, so as you can see, a symlink have been created. So if we go to a public folder right now, you will see I got my storage right there. And you will see I got my post and tags folders there as well. Now that's publicly available now, right? So if I save anything, so if I go to the storage, you will see under app public, this is here. Okay, so if we go to the public folder, you will see a symlink has been created between that storage folder and our public folder. Right. Now, let me show you where this is actually coming from. Okay. Right. If we go to our config file, right there, you go to file system. Where is it? File system. Right. And then you will go down. And here you can see the symbolic links right here. Here you can configure the symbolic links that will be created by the PHP artisan storage link. Artisan command is executed, all that kind of stuff. Right, now basically what it does is it will create basically a path. The public path is the storage, and right, so as you can see, the public path is storage right there. So this will be in the public folder. So as you can see, we've got the storage, and this is the storage path. Let's go to the storage, and you will see app public right there. So whatever is in this app public folder will be inside the storage folder. So let's go there. You see it's there. So app public, post and tags, and in the storage folder is post and tags like that. Okay, so you can obviously add an additional ones if you want to. So in this case, we can make an images one if you want to. So images, and then you can just change this into, instead of app public, and then you can do app public images like this. Okay, so then you can create additional symlinks just for that. So if you do PHP artisan storage link, it will create a link for this as well. Right, so let's say we create a new folder inside here called images inside the public folder. So what it will do now is it will create a symlink in our public folder right there. Instead of storage right here, it will create an images folder right there. Okay, and whatever is in this images will be in that images right there. Right, but I will delete this one. Delete it. I just want to explain to you guys where that is coming from. Okay, so let me just save that. Close this off. Okay, so now our images get saved right there. And then we need to dispatch this job and handle all that job basically in our tag controller right here. But that's what we're going to do in the next episode. All right, so thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, if you have any questions or anything, please give the video a like. And if you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, please leave it for me in the comment section. Thank you guys, and see you in the next one. Adios.